Welcome back to Florida Outdoors channel. Doing some last minute scouting and repositioning my cameras. This is probably going to be my second to last little last minute scouting and camera adjustment until the season opens. I'll hunt a little bit and then adjust accordingly, because I'm gonna be adjusting to the hunting pressure and your sightseers. So anyways, as I was walking this trail, my last time I wanted to check this out in a different perspective, and I'm trying not to jump any deer. I just found some fresh tracks, which is huge. Last time there was so much water that I didn't see any tracks, and I'll bring you in here, but there's some deer tracks that come this way. And obviously if I see any fresh sign or older sign, I'm going to show you. We're going to, like I said, scrapes, rubs, tracks, and hopefully I don't jump any deer. I don't want to jump deer. So yeah, let's get back a little bit further, grab the first camera and get on with it. I do want to share something. Hopefully I'm not going to reveal too much, because part of the scouting is y'all just got to get boots on the ground too, and just be observant so you can see with your own eyes, get the visual and the experience. But I think this could be a good head start. So I like hunting good mature palmetto flats that have, like I've mentioned before, gallberries. There's scrub oaks in them. When you come across a palmetto patch that's mixed with everything besides palmettos, and they're minimum height almost to your shoulders, okay, that's going to provide food and cover. And I've seen the deer in there. If you come across a palmetto flat like this, okay, right now I'm on my knees. Behind me, these palmettos are not mature. So do you think that a mature deer is going to stand up in the middle of all this openness? No. Will they use it to go back and forth in the dark hours? Yes. I've also seen younger deer, younger bucks, spikes, yearlings use it, because they're also learning, okay? That it's not good to be out here in the open like this. Now, the reason for this is because of, I'm assuming that this got burned at one time, and it's just taking a longer time to regrow. So if you come across these big, wide open palmetto flats, I wouldn't necessarily rule them out 100%. Also, take a look at what's around. Like I said, these deer will travel far to get to some food. So as long as the deer feels safe, they will be there, okay? It doesn't matter about you got acorns or whatever. If you think that the deer is just going to eat one thing, you're mistaking. Pressure will keep a deer in a spot that you're like, I would have never thought. So just keep that in mind. But like I said, this spot behind me, I think it's a good example. Like if somebody's new and fresh starting out, you see something like this, I would choose a different spot, okay? Find something with a little bit more diversity. I'm not going to reveal too much, but if you just kind of look in the background, right there, get my thumb to go there, which is that section right there. It's a lot of it behind me and in front of me. You just need to find the mature palmettos and make sure it has a little bit of everything else, and it's a good starting point. And you can find oaks, cypress heads, you name it. So just get out there, and you're gonna look for the trails and the rest of the sign. So I hope that was helpful. Now you can see we're getting taller. See, this is that goldberry kind of thing. This is about the height of the deer's back, okay? So the deer, if the deer can at least have his head exposed as they're walking, it's good. See, look, it's getting taller. This stuff's getting taller. As I walk to this camera, I had a subscriber. You know who you are, I'm not gonna call you out. Sharing an experience that they had somebody mess with their game cameras, take their SD card out and delete it. Y'all, if that's you, shame on you. Shame on you. There's no need for y'all could be touching other people's stuff. You invest a lot of time and money too. So what if that camera's there and y'all might be a giant buck on there, okay? But it's more to that, man. Their scent control could be out the window. They're hunting the wrong wind. It blows my mind that people still have to touch it. I can't tell you how many cameras I have walked past or tree stands. Sometimes I'll try to, reposition myself because I'll see something in a different perspective. And I think it's a little bit better. But just be safe and make sure you're not going to hunt right on top of them. It's courteous and it goes a long way. Anyways, you know who I'm talking about? So if that's you, do not let that ruin your hunting experience. I want you to continue to hunt do your scouting. You may not think you have enough time, but you do. I'm sorry that happened to you. Plus, I want you to send me a private message or an email with a buck that you get, because I'm rooting for you. And I had another subscriber reach out to me and just said, hey, I'm about to start archery season. I need some tips, help me out here. I felt like I was helpful, and I'm still willing to reach out into the best of my knowledge. Remember, I don't want to reveal too much because I don't want people hunting on top of me. So if you see me out in the hunting woods near you, just, hey, how you doing? I'll meet you and whatever, so be. Let's be courteous to one another and respect each other's stuff. And I'll try to help you out as much as I can. Also, you don't know it yet, but his channel is Derek Norwood Outdoors. Check him out. Very knowledgeable man. Okay? Check him out. Whew. We got birds yelling in the background. Anyways, for those of you who don't know what an old rub looks like, I found one. Let me, okay. See how that looks right there? So it's only in this direction, right? So a deer was heading that way. So this is what happens. This is how the tree starts to heal itself. And you can kind of see up here how the antlers kind of score it down, especially right here. See that? That's a gouge right there. But that's really old. That's what an old rub looks like, and that's been years, but that's a good sign because and actually I got a really good buck on the camera over in this area, and I didn't walk this part of it, and that's part of relocating your cameras. And if you use cell cams, I think you have a better opportunity as you come into the woods less. Oh yeah, I think this spot might be a little bit more consistent. I'm gonna just make a mental note of this. Anywho, that's how, when I say I reposition or reset, that's what I'm looking for. Now the wind is blowing straight in here, and I might spook a buck. So this is, now I'm inside the swamp. Summertime, these deer are going to hang by here because it's just a cooler environment. And then later in the evenings, they'll be on the outside eating and stuff. So keep that in mind. I'm going to see if I see another old rub in here and look for another advantage point for the camera. You see how I'm in some palmettos again? This is why it's important to not overlook. Just because an oak tree to you doesn't look like a traditional standard oak tree, nice, tall, full, big canopies, you think that those have acorns on them, you're mistaken. Or you don't know. You only know what you know. Get into some of the palmettos. Not all of them, but there is these that are called scrub oaks, okay? Not all of them produce fruit, the acorn, okay? So, can you see that? That is candy, okay? Now I walked in here probably about a mile, and there's a bunch of it, but I didn't see any until just now. So what you do is you mark it as a food source on your map, okay? That's one tip that you can use, okay? I guarantee you there will be deer here. Now, here's a situation I'm in where I found those real short scrub oaks, okay? And I didn't see hardly any tracks, okay? That doesn't mean they're not going to be there. And I'm also in a good water source, and around me, behind me, this has good cover. But where I'm struggling is I don't see a whole lot of old sign. Saw one really old rub. This area has the potential to be very good. On top of that, I don't see, oh, here's another old rub. I don't see any remnants of any other hunters in here, which is good. Not that somebody won't put a saddle or a hang-on stand, but oh, never mind. That's not an old rub. But I'm trying to find a trail that maybe they might use. If not, go to the next one. That's what you got to do. If you don't see the sign, look for a trail. I'm not talking about where you have to trample through, okay? A giant buck is not going to entangle his rack, but they will need cover, okay? So if you got to trample through it, no. So that's where I use trails too. So, yeah. I'm walking to my last camera. It is the farthest camera. Here, remember how I was talking about them acorns earlier? Look, I'm in these palmetto flats. See these palmetto berries? Do not pass these up, okay? The deer and the hogs will eat this. Anywho, this is my farthest camera. Haven't had a deer on it yet. I seen a big old rub back there. So I'm gonna see, this is a camera that I'm gonna be leaving until the batteries die. And I got 2 more cameras on the way. And this area I've never been, so I'm gonna just see if there's any activity back there besides hogs, because there's a bunch of hog sign back there. Some very old remnants of hunters that went there once upon a time, because those tree stands fell apart. So I'm gonna try to get some intel on this for a potential maybe next year. Who knows? Maybe this year. And my goal is I'm trying to find the biggest buck that I can this year. That's what I'm focusing on. I'm trying to shoot the biggest buck this year. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4 locations that I seen good deer signs. So whichever cameras in the area have the biggest bucks, that's where I'm going to be. So I'm going to go back there, get this camera situated, and I'm going to head home. All right, I'm done. No more hanging, walking, nothing. Nada. Anywho, this last location I'm at, I ended up finding 3 rubs that were relatively fresh, and I did see more deer tracks here than the majority of the day. So just to throw a little perspective, I average about a 2-mile walk. That's me. I don't have four-wheeler or e-bike or anything like that, and I know it would be a lot quicker for me to get to these destinations. But just perspective, I'm averaging about 2 miles to like each location when I hang a camera. That's a round trip. That's there and back, and then next one, so on and so forth, just to give you an idea. So I would venture to say I'm about probably 8 to 10 miles today on my feet. that are hurting. So, which I would like to get another e-bike. I had one and I miss it very dearly. Anyways, I hope y'all have a successful hunting season, and we'll see y'all on the next one.